session. Hello, guys. Today I'll start a session where we discuss on abstract classes. Okay, this is one more concept which covers data abstraction. So for that, I have created one project called Core Java Examples, and I'm using Java Standard Edition 11. And inside that, I have created a package called data abstraction. Okay, so let us find out what is data abstraction. Okay, so right now I'm creating a class. Okay, so I'll put the class name as use hmm, like I'll do very in short. First. Okay, so I have created a class called first. Okay, in order to learn data abstraction or abstract classes, yeah, okay, in order to learn abstract classes, first of all, let us know what is abstractness. Abstractness is nothing but getting the contents of a class in another class through inheritance, but with some restrictions. Okay, that means we can hide data, or we can stop accessing data not only by access modifiers but also by using data abstraction. First of all, let us understand the rules, then we'll get to know what is the importance of using abstraction. Okay, so fine. In here, I'll write, for example, let us take x whose value is 100, and also we write a constructor. Okay, so just like any other class, we are just creating a constructor. Okay, basic constructor. Okay, and it's from the class first, and then again we'll write one more method. Okay, we'll write a method called like we'll say a method one. Okay, or we can say add. Yeah, and we also write one more method called void sub, and we also write another methods, but first of all let's calculate this one. So this is a method which returns which prints the addition result is okay. These are not mandatory, but this will help you understand the abstract classes very well. Okay, so I'll say x plus 20, and result is okay. So here I'll say x minus 20. Okay, yeah, in this way I have created class first. Inside that class I have a variable, I have my constructor, I have two different methods. Okay, now okay, now what I'll do is okay, I think I need to change the class name. I'll say it as use abstract. Okay, I'll explain, don't worry. Okay, but still I use this class name as first only. I just want to change the class name of the file. Okay, the program name of the file, and what it's in the public type file must be defined in its whole file. Yeah, of course we don't have to write public here. Okay, only one class should be public. Okay, we have a class called first, and now I'll write another class second, and now observe very carefully. In this class called second, I want to get or I want to inherit the contents of first. Okay, so that I can use the keyword extends, right? Yeah, we'll come back to that inheritance part later. Okay, there are some things that I want to change in the first class. So observe very carefully. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm going to create a method called void mul, which contains two parameters, but I don't want to give its body. If you can observe that add method has its body, subtraction method has its body, that's implementation, and but you observe that this multiplication method does not have its body, but I have completed it with a semicolon, but I have ended up with a semicolon. Okay, so what does that mean? The and why did I write like that? The reason behind it is, okay, my intention is to write a method, but I don't want to write its body right there. Okay, just like the previous methods do. I want to initialize or I want to create this method's body in its a subclass, in its subclass, but I don't want this method's body in its very own class. Okay, so for that, I have ended up with an error. Let's read out the error. Now see, this method requires a body instead of a semicolon. But if you see the suggestions, there are two suggestions available. Add body, like we have added a body for add function, add method and subtraction method. Just like so, it's asking me to add the body, just like this. Okay, but my intention is not to add the body. My intention is to the second one, change the multiplication to abstract. So the second suggestion is what that you need to focus. Okay, it is saying that change first.mul to abstract. It is asking me to convert. Okay, if you want, you can convert it to abstract instead of writing a body. Okay, for that I need a keyword called abstract. So in Java, we have a keyword called abstract. So let us select that one. Now you could see that abstract void multiplication with its parameters. Now what are the methods which have abstract methods, which have abstract keyword? So that says that this multiplication is void, which returns no value, and also this multiplication method is abstract, is abstract. Now still I have got an error, and also if you notice I have got error over here also, the first. The type first must be an abstract class to define abstract methods. So it's saying that soon after I have put abstract in front of this multiplication method, the error also there is an error created in the class also. To the class, what's the error? If you want to write an abstract method in any class, the class itself needs to be converted to abstract. That is what it's saying. See, the type of first must be an abstract class to define abstract methods. So it's suggesting me that make type first to abstract. So let us select this one, and you can observe that first class also become abstract. That means in a class you can have normal methods. These normal methods in programming we call them as concrete methods, which has a body. Methods with body are called concrete methods. Methods with body, and the methods without body are called abstract methods. Methods without body. And as you can see, classes which contain at least one abstract method, then such class should also be declared as should also be declared as abstract class. So what you can observe is, if you have a class, if you have a class, and if that class, inside that class, if any method, one of its method is an abstract, then automatically the entire class becomes an abstract. Okay, so if a class contains at least one or more abstract methods, then the entire class becomes abstract class. Now you may ask me that what is an abstract class or what is an abstract method. Okay, I will tell you. By default, you just remember that an abstract method is a method which has its return types, which has its parameters, but no body, without any its body. And what is an abstract class? An abstract class is a class which contains at least one abstract method, which contains at least one abstract method. If any class contains at least one abstract method, then such class needs to be declared as abstract class. Okay, now you may ask me that why should we write an abstract class, or why should we write an abstract method? Or you may ask me that why should we write a method which does not have any body? I'll tell you that. I'll tell you everything. Okay. Let me write one more abstract method so that I could show you how many these different types of abstract methods available. Okay. Abstract float division of. Okay. Division of float x comma float y. Now this is one more abstract method I have written. Okay, so consider this class. I told you I'll tell you each and everything in detail, but first of all focus on the rules, how to do that. Okay, so after you get to know how to do it, what are the rules, how to execute this class, then definitely you will get to know what I'm doing. Okay, then the other important point is you need to remember, since abstract classes have abstract methods. Abstract methods means incomplete methods. We cannot create objects for abstract classes. Remember this point very carefully. Okay, this is very important point. See, you you have been taught that any class, okay, if it is a class, then we can definitely create an object of the class and we can access all the members of the class using that object. But it's an abstract class, okay, and it contains some methods which are incomplete, that means without any body. So an abstract class which contains abstract methods is not allowed to create any object. Okay, so we cannot create object for the class called first, and I am going to show you that. Okay, so let me write one more class. I'm writing a class called the I'm writing a class with the class name. Okay, use abstract. Okay, that is what the name that I have given to save that class. Okay, so that's why I'm writing use abstract. Okay, right, I'll write the main function here. As you know, I use this class only for execution, and I want to create object of the class called first. Okay, we'll talk about the second class later. We do use it, but for time being, just let it remain as an empty class. Okay, so now I'm going to create object of first class. First, okay, first equal to new first. So I have created an object of class first, and immediately I am end up with an error. And what's that error? Just read the error. Cannot instantiate the type first. Instantiate means cannot create an object. Cannot create an object to the type first, to the class first. And here also the same, cannot instantiate the type first. That means we cannot create an object for the class called first. And why is it? Though Eclipse or Java is not responding it, okay, I will try to execute it and I'll show you if there is any particular error to for you. Yeah, see, error. You have got an error. What's that error? Could not find or load main class data abstraction use abstract caused by data abstraction dot use abstract class not found exception. You have got an error called class not found exception. And why is it that? Okay, so remember, the only reason is you cannot create object for abstract classes. Okay, fine. So let's remove this line because it is of no use. Then now get back to our abstract class. So we have a class called first. Inside we have normal variables. Okay, and for the next session I want to write a variable which is empty. Okay, I don't want, I will not use this variable in this entire session, but still you need to remember this. Okay, so in a class called first, which is abstract, which contains normal variable with initialization, a variable with declaration, we can have constructors, we can have concrete methods, we can have abstract methods, but the only thing that we cannot do is we cannot create object for this abstract class. And what's the reason of not creating an object of abstract class is we cannot create object of abstract class because the abstract class contains an abstract methods. And what is the reason of creating abstract methods? I will tell you. Please wait. Okay, so let us say we cannot create object, we have understood that we cannot create object for abstract classes like first, but we can inherit, let's say extends first. Okay, but we can inherit. Let me write that point for you. But we can inherit abstract classes. We can inherit abstract classes. Now we have seen one more compilation error, and this error is very important. You need to understand this error, and the solution that I provide to this error will be the usage of abstract class. Okay, we'll tell you how to use this abstract class. Now read out the error. The type second, okay, the class second must, it's saying that must definitely implement the inherited abstract method called div. Okay, what it's saying is, okay, first can be inherited to the class second, but the problem with the first class is it contains some variables, constructors, and methods which are okay to be executed right way. But it also contains some methods like multiplication and division which are incomplete, which are abstract. Okay, and you are inheriting an abstract methods from first to second. Okay, that means this superclass contains abstract methods. Superclass contains abstract methods, and it is the responsibility of the subclass. Mark my words very carefully, guys. It is the responsibility of the subclass to implement. That means to provide body. Implementation means to provide body, for those classes, for those methods which are abstract in the superclass. That means the first class contains two abstract methods, and these methods should be provided body in its subclass, and it's a must thing. You should definitely create a body in its subclass. I'll write out it for you so you could remember it. I'll write in very easy manner. It is the responsibility of the programmer. Okay, BILI. Of the programmer, that means you. Okay, to provide body, to provide body. Providing body is nothing but implementation. It is the responsibility of the programmer to provide body of all the abstract methods of its superclass in its subclass. Okay, of the superclass in its subclass. Remember, guys, okay, it is the responsibility of every developer or programmer to provide body for of all the abstract methods of the superclass. And where do you have to provide bodies? In its subclass. Okay, so what are the abstract methods in the superclass? You can easily say that they are multiplication and division. Okay, so let's see how Eclipse helps us to write code. It is suggesting that add unimplemented methods, right? Getting my point? Add unimplemented methods. If you don't want to provide body and you still want to get rid of this error, then there is one way that you have to make this class second as abstract. That means you can inherit an abstract class to another abstract class, and you don't have to worry about the implementation or providing body of the abstract methods. Okay, I'm repeating. If this second class is abstract again, then you can inherit the first abstract class, and you don't have to provide body for these abstract methods in second class also. But it is not our intention. Our intention is to inherit the superclass, first class, and we have to provide the body in the subclass. So it is saying that it is giving an option that add unimplemented methods. So soon after I click this option, you will notice that there will be two methods created in the subclass which implements this multiplication and division. Okay, so let us see add unimplemented methods. See, you have see now you can see that the method has been created. What are the abstract methods in the superclass? Multiplication and division. So only those two methods will automatically be created in its subclass. So that is the point it says. Okay, it is the responsibility of the programmer to provide body of all the abstract methods of the superclass in its subclass. Okay, and this is called annotation, guys. This is not compulsory. This is not compulsory. It will be given by Eclipse by default. If you don't want it, you can simply remove this. Okay, this at the rate override is called annotation coding, annotation programming, and it is not just compulsory right now. Okay, without that also you can write the program. Now you can observe that we have methods with bodies, and these methods are from superclass. Superclass. Now you can write your own body here. Okay, I'll show you how to write our own body here. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just show up like multiplication result in subclass is, I'll just simply say x star y, and also I'll do some division over here, and I'll just return the result. Okay, okay, so let's do it very easily. Let's say x by y. So whatever the division results that will be given to these parameters will be divided and directly returned to where the function has where the method has been called. Since the result is a float, then definitely the return type of the method should be float. Okay, I think we have discussed these things in our methods and classes class. Okay, in that session we have discussed the things that you have to observe here is the subclass which inherited an abstract class should implement the abstract methods from the superclass, and that is a must thing to do. Okay, now, and you can have your own second class code inside it. Okay, it doesn't matter. And now observe, I'll create object for a user. I'll create object of second class. I cannot create object of first class because it is abstract. But if you observe second class, there is no abstract things in the second class, so I can clearly create object of second class and can use and can execute the first class methods. New second. Got it, guys? Now let me execute up to here. Since this subclass does not have any constructor, so but this abstract class have constructor. Now let me execute it and see. Now you can see the constructor of the superclass or the abstract class has been executed. Okay, if the subclass also contains constructor, then that too will be executed after the first constructor. Okay, and that we have seen in the previous class. Now what we'll do is, the thing that I'll do is, now I'll try to execute one and each and everything from the superclass or from the abstract class. Okay, so I'll say sec dot x, and also I'll execute the empty variable. What it goes, it gives me the default value, right? So it just prints me the default value. Let it be sec dot y. Yeah, fine. And then I'll call methods addition and subtraction, sec dot addition, sec dot subtraction, and also we can call these abstract methods like sec dot multiplication with some parameter values, and also this division value sec dot div, okay, with some parameters, with some parameters. That's it, guys. And this, since it returns some value, we should enclose it within a print statement, right? Yeah, because we know that this division method returns that value, and that division returns the returned value directly will be displayed over here. Division result is, this is it, guys. This is what we are expecting. Yeah. So what I have done so far is I have made an abstract class and with two abstract methods, and I just inherited that abstract class to a subclass called second, because I cannot create object for abstract classes. This is very important thing, guys. We cannot create objects for abstract classes, but we can inherit them. That is the only way to use an abstract class. Okay, and I have inherited that abstract class, and I have implemented the abstract methods, uh, abstract methods from abstract class. Okay, I have implemented means providing body. And finally, since the second class is not abstract anymore, or it is not an abstract class, directly we can create object of that subclass and can access all the contents of the subclass as well as superclass. Now let's execute and see the result. Now you could see the constructor of the class first, or abstract class, the x value and the default value of y, addition result, subtraction result, multiplication result, as well as division result. Everything has been, we have got as we have expected. Yeah. So far I have been explaining about the abstract classes. Now you may ask me that, sir, everything that you have thought till now is okay, but we have a small doubt in our minds that what is the importance of using this abstract class, and in what scenario and at what cases we should go for abstract classes, right? Is that is your doubt? No problem. I'll explain it with another example. Don't worry. Okay. So let's create one more class. I'll name it as use ABS. Okay, one. And now what I'll do is I'll simply create one more class here. Class demo ABS. Or I'll do one thing. Class one, class two. Observe carefully, guys. And class three. Fine. Now what I'll do is, as we have seen, this should be the main function. Let it be the main. Now observe carefully. I'll I'll divide this one. Okay, in one class I'll write these variables and methods. Okay, yeah, I'll write the entire things actually with these abstract methods. I need every code of it. Okay, so I have just pasted the entire thing in the class called one, and it should be abstract. Of course it should be abstract. Yeah, now the one class is abstract. Change it to one. Constructor name and everything is okay, fine to go. Yeah, fine. Now observe, this class 2 wants to use that class. So what should it do? extends 1. Now immediately I have to implement these two methods, obviously. So I write add unimplemented methods. Inside this, I'll make multiplication in my own way. That means in the two, whatever the subclass needs, in that way it executes. Okay. Multiplication result is, it is just multiplying as the variables are. Okay, fine. And for the division, you can also observe, and for the division part, I'll do one more thing. Okay, I'll return something like this: x by y. Yeah, now you can see I have uh, divided x by y. Okay, it is division value. Now, the same two methods, the same superclass abstract class is also extended by extends ext and es, extends the same one. Now you may ask me, what is this type of inheritance? No, I should ask you, what is this type of inheritance? One class is inherited at the same time by two different classes. Hierarchical, right? So this should be the hierarchical inheritance. But this time I should use that multiplication in a different way. As you see, yeah. So what I'll do is, instead of multiplying x into y, I also multiply it by 2. So whatever the result that generates by multiplying x and y should also be multiplied by 2. And the division result, I'll do something like that, like x star 3 by 5. Okay, so that is how I should get it. Okay, now what is the difference? The difference is, there are two subclasses, 2 and 3. Both have inherited these abstract classes 1, and they both have implemented the abstract methods in their own manner. In their own manner, because 2 has inherited that abstract methods, multiplication and division, and provided its own body, and has provided its own body. And 3 also inherited the class 1, but provided its own body in its own type. Okay, so the difference is, one method, one method, but two implementations. One method, but two implementations. Okay, so one method can be reused in different classes in different ways. That is the main use of abstract classes. One method, an abstract method, can be inherited and can be implemented in different ways. The only thing that does not change here is the parameters and the return type of the method. Okay, here also you may change the body, but you cannot change the parameters and return type. If you do so, it will not be an abstract method anymore. It will not be an implemented method anymore. Java treats it as a concrete method from 2, and still it raises an error. Okay, so don't try to change while implementing the abstract methods, the parameters and return types. And here also, if you observe for the division method, here in class 2, in the subclass 2, you can find x by y as the division result, and in subclass 3 you can find another type of entirely different division result. Okay, so what is the advantage that you get it from abstract classes and abstract methods? Abstract methods can be inherited to multiple classes and can have their own different bodies with the same set of return types and same set of variables. Now the question is, how many objects that we should create to execute this class? And the another question is, what is the benefit that I do get by writing abstract methods? The benefit that you have got is, you have returned memory, or you have returned this method for only one time, but has been executing that method for many different times. That saves your memory in a very smooth manner, because only one time memory will be allocated, and every time that memory will be reused in different classes. Okay, so there are two different methods, abstract methods in the class called first, and each method, abstract method, has been implemented in different manners, in different manner. One method, multiple execution. One method, multiple execution. We can also say it as a perfect example for polymorphism. Okay, so since they may be seeing you as an abstract classes, but it's an example for polymorphism. Okay, don't forget it, guys. What is polymorphism? One has behaving in a different way. Okay, so here multiplication is behaving in a different way in its subclass 2, and it is behaving in another way in a subclass 3. Okay, so let's create an object of both the classes 2 and 3 equal to new 2, 3, 3 equal to new 3. So I have created objects for both the subclasses, which has their own body, and I will just execute those abstract methods, guys. I don't want to execute the rest of the things, since you know that you are going to get the same results out of it. Okay, I'll just execute the abstract methods. Okay, I'll say show dot 2 dot, okay, multiplication. I'll give 3 comma 4, and I'll also call 2 dot division. I'll give 12 comma 3. Got it? And now let's, for the difference, I'll show a line. The line just gets printed over there, and I will call 3 dot, okay, uh, add, and 3 dot division. Division of what? Division of uh, 15 and 3. Okay, got it. But it will give you 15 into 3, 45 by 3. Okay, so let us observe it. Let us see whether we get the different outputs from the same methods or not. See, constructor has been called two times because we have created object for two different classes. But since the superclass is same, so constructor has been called for same time. Okay, two different times. And this is the result from class 2, and this is the result from the subclass 3. Okay, so this is about abstract classes, guys. Okay, so please go through my class, revise the class if you have any confusion, and if you still face any doubt, okay, definitely we will clarify it in the next class. Okay, so this is all about abstract classes. Thank you, guys. Please practice.